Today on Centennial Sports TV, the Progress Campus unveils the new pitch, we explore the festivities going on in the World Cup Fan Village, and we take a look at the rebirth of Malvern High School's soccer program. Hello everyone and welcome to Centennial Sports TV. My name is Curt McGillivary and joining me at the desk is the incomparable Wade Stevenson.
Hi Curt, you're looking pretty good today.
Well, thanks Wade. I did gel my hair. Thank you for noticing. You don't look half bad yourself.
You know what else is looking pretty good right now?
What?
The new Centennial soccer field, that's what.
That's right, Wade. The Progress Campus was getting ready to unveil their shiny new field, and our 5-tool reporter, Mark Staniusz, was there for the ribbon-cutting ceremony.
Festivities were underway at the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new playing surface at Centennial College's Progress Campus. The renovated field would feature artificial turf, stadium lights, a digital scoreboard, bleachers for 600 fans, and a fence around the perimeter. VP of Student and Community Engagement Craig Stevenson knows the field's benefits extend beyond the final score.
So there's a number of ways that we can take advantage of this, and most importantly I think as well is the extension to our academic curriculum, where we can engage police foundations, for example, and leisure and rec programs and others in using this facility and really enhancing their learning experience here at Centennial. We've also got a brand new residence on campus with 750 beds, and I'm sure this will be a facility for them.
Head coach of the women's team, Diarmaid O'Connor, not only values the new facility as an opportunity to train longer, but also as a critical recruiting tool.
Okay, for beginning, our first thing will be to help recruit players. We have beautiful, great programs in the college. We bring the students in, we show them the great facility to your left here, and then we had no field to show them just where we play. So it was always a pipe dream of ours to have a field. And I think now we have a top-class facility with a top-class college education, so I think it's going to be nothing but a plus for us in the future. One of the disadvantages of a big college like ours was we had so many different campuses, and our students wouldn't be able to get off class in time. So with lights now we can put our practice back to 8 o'clock so that everybody's here, everybody can practice under the ideal conditions, which is a proper playing field. So to me, it's going to extend our season. It's going to make our practices and preparation much better.
Paige Solda has played on the women's team for 3 years, and she will not miss the old digs.
I'm very excited. I'm sick of traveling bit, long bus rides. I remember our first year when we didn't have this, I was playing with the lights on the street. I would be out here past when the practice ended, and it was a bit weird.
Organizers are confident that the scoreboard and bleachers will be in place for Saturday's home opener of the men and women's soccer team. But the official ribbon-cutting ceremony has come to a close. For Centennial Sports Television, I'm Mark Staniusz.
The Lady Colts got the opportunity to break in the new field first against the Algonquin Thunder. Jade D'Souza Staver makes a beautiful save off of Melissa Harrison. The Colts keeper would be busy today. Vanessa McMillan opens the scoring for the Thunder, while Michelle Wilson hammers 2 markers back-to-back into the top shelf of both sides of the net to give Algonquin an early 3-zip lead. The gals from Ottawa didn't ease up in the second half as Harrison pots in her first of 3 goals on the day. And the home squad wasn't catching any breaks as Nicole Warren had to leave the game with an apparent lower body injury, and that one hurts the Colts. Veteran Engene Maynard then decided to try and ramp up the intensity level to maybe give her teammates that little boost of energy, but the physical play seemed to backfire. She was handed a yellow card after displaying what would be considered her best Rikishi Fatu impersonation.
Rikishi Fatu.
Boom, what a hit.
Later out.
And that yellow was a moot point in the game as Algonquin comfortably cruised past the Lady Colts 6-zip.
Well, the women weren't the only team to christen the new field, as the Centennial men also got their season started, conveniently against the Algonquin Thunder. And the men would come out of the gates flying on their new home field. Pick things up in the first half. Centennial on the attack when a cross goes into the box, off the Algonquin defender's hand, and you know what that means, Wick?
What does that mean, Curt?
It means we're going to see a penalty shot, and the Colts' Gabriel Sosa would step up and blast one past Thomas Hatch. 1-0 Colts. Let's go, horse.
Giddy up, baby.
Things would get a little chippy, though, between both teams, as they would both lose some players. There's definitely a lot of grit out there on the field, Wade.
Oh yeah, Curt, tons of grit.
Oh yeah, so now we look at Colts defender Nigel Kamal with a hard tackle, taking out Algonquin's Jamel Paul, sending him hard to the fresh-cut AstroTurf. Game tied at 1 heading into the half. Second half, all Thunder. After a goal from Marco Natali made it 2-1 Thunder, Anthony Legendre takes the pass, turns upfield, plays give and go with Paul, and after some fancy footwork, snipes one, top corner. What a shot! Past Ash and Vaz, 3-1 Thunder, and they would continue to dominate as Natali swings one out wide to Youssef Tahir, who obviously put on his best dancing shoes for this game, faking out a couple Colts defenders before sliding one over to a streaking Natal for his second of the game, 4-1 Thunder. And Algonquin's Andres Sanchez would tally another in the 89th minute, giving the Thunder a 5-1 win, spoiling the Colts' home opener. The Colts could not hold off the Algonquin offensive onslaught in the second half, falling to 0-4 on the season after that game. But some good news for Colts fans. The team was able to pick up a 2-1 win over the St. Lawrence Vikings on Sunday, bringing their season record to 1-4.
We have to take a quick break right now, but coming up, Shoaib Ali is joined by Phil Jones and Kyle Cantlin to break down the NFL action, and we further explore what the World Cup of Hockey Fan Village has to offer.
Tired of the same old you? At the SAC Fitness Center, we understand ugliness and fatness are genetic disorders, much like baldness or obesity, and it's only your fault if you don't hate yourself enough to do something about it. That's where we come in. Here at the SAC Fitness Center, we employ only the best and highest qualified trainers that will turn that Frankenstein you see in the mirror every morning into a Frankenfine. Of course, you'll still be you in a legal sense, but think of it as a thinner, more attractive, better you than you could ever become without us. So come on down and join the winning team, because here at the SAC Fitness Center, we're better than you, and we know it.
The Toronto Maple Leafs are looking towards the future, and that's no surprise to many hockey fans. The Leafs have some of their franchise cornerstones playing in the World Cup of Hockey, and our panel of skilled hockey minds and good looks breaks down their play has been throughout the tournament.
Hi, I'm Keegan Matheson here with our Centennial Sports TV hockey panel. Myself, Quinton Amundsen, and Braydon Holmyard are here to talk about the World Cup of Hockey with a Toronto Maple Leafs focus. We're already looking back, even though the gold medal best 2 of 3 gets started tonight between Team Canada and Team Europe. First, we're going to start off, Quinton, with Austin Matthews, who is the biggest name in Leaf circles right now, #1 overall pick this year, and really had a great World Cup of Hockey. What has changed in your mind, your perception of Matthews over this tournament?
Well, it certainly has gone up, Keegan, and it went up very early in the minds of the North American coaching staff. He kind of came into this tournament as the fringe player on the forward core. He was going to be the 13th forward or maybe the 12th forward, but he played his way all the way up to the first line. And it was just very impressive what he was able to accomplish. Just a really good five-tool player. He brought the physicality, he brought speed, he was great with face-offs. Also, he was terrific with just making those good little defensive plays with the active stick. And also, what really impressed me though was the net front presence. Like, he was really able to go to the dirty areas and just score some really good goals on the lip of the crease. He had 2 goals and 1 assist, so certainly very productive. And the impact rookies, if you look at just the last few years of the NHL, Nathan McKinnon, Artemi Panarin, and Johnny Gaudreau, they were the last 3 Calder Trophy winners. And what made them great was their willingness to go to those dirty areas of the ice to get those points. And you see the rookies that don't really make an impact in their first year, they more stay on the perimeter and wait for the play to come to them. Austin Matthews certainly is not that. So it was just very impressive what he was able to accomplish. He looks like a guy that could challenge for the Calder Trophy this year, Keegan.
A Matthews' teammate on Team North America, Morgan Riley, entering a new contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs and expected to continue carrying this defensive core forward as this young team grows together. Braydon, what did you see from Morgan Riley in this tournament?
Well, we saw exactly what we expected. North America, there's been a lot of talk about how exciting that team was, how fast they played, and Morgan Riley was a really important part of that. He played at both ends of the ice. He was all over the place, and when Aaron Ekblad unfortunately had to leave the tournament due to injury, Morgan Riley stepped up and took over that role as the #1 minutes guy. He averaged 23 minutes on ice the game. He had 10 shots throughout the tournament in those 3 games, which was a big number for a defenseman, and he was really just finding open lanes in all situations. even strength on the power play. He was finding a way to get the puck at the net. That's how he actually scored his one goal of the tournament. He was over at the left boards, just inside the blue line, found an open lane, threw it on net, and it ended up going in off the opposing defenseman. So if he can continue to do that, maybe we could see a breakout season going forward. But one thing that we'd like to see him maybe improve on was his work in the corners. He's still a little bit smaller, and against some of those big power forwards on the other team, he would get bumped off the puck a little bit. But other than that, his coverage in the defensive zone was great. Like we said earlier, he's a two-way player. So I liked what I saw from him in the tournament so far.
And finally, Quinton, a little more of an unknown player, Nikita Zaitsev, coming over from the KHL this year. Also a defenseman. Some folks are saying he might be playing with Riley, but folks haven't seen him play as much prior to this World Cup of Hockey with Team Russia. What can we expect from Zaitsev going into the 2016-17 season?
I think you're going to see a guy that'll take the lead in the defensive end, because he did that for Russia. You look at him leading his team with hits and block shots in a couple of the games. And he also was just very good with setting up his teammates at both ends of the ice with some really great passes. One thing that certainly he needs to work on was he was really great in the KHL with over half a point a game because he had a good shoot-first mentality. He got away with that, and he only had 2 shots in 4 games, so he really needs to get back to what made him successful in the KHL. So if he wants to have that opportunity to play with Riley and get those big minutes like he did with Team Russia, he played 20 minutes multiple times. He needs to be able to really just have that confidence to make those plays from the blue line and sometimes sneak off on the pinch and get closer to net to create some havoc in front of the goaltender's cage.
Certainly a lot to watch for Mike Babcock and his crew in Toronto with this World Cup of Hockey. Lots of young talent coming up through the Leaf system. Finally, a little reason for optimism, perhaps, with the Maple Leafs. Back to you guys.
Well, with the World Cup of Hockey in town, that means thousands of fans will be making their way to the city to cheer on their country in hope of them achieving hockey glory. While the tournament itself has seen some disappointing teams, USA, there is nothing disappointing about the fan village which has been set up in the Distillery District. We sent our own Andrew Bottomley and Lauren Cascagnette to the Distillery District to check out all the action.
Haven't had a chance to make it down to the World Cup of Hockey fan village? Well, we have you covered. We were there on Sunday to check out the festivities before Team Europe and Team Sweden faced off to see who would play Canada in the finals coming up on Tuesday. The fan village has a lot of different things to offer to kids and parents alike. There's been music, there's been every kind of thing you can imagine going on down at the World Cup fan village. There were even some cheerleaders on hand at the World Cup fan village. Andrea Smith, owner of Toronto Cheer Athletics, had her athletes down here performing and cheering, all wearing different team shirts to keep everything fair and equal.
We just finished up a day at the fan village of the World Cup of Hockey where lots of Team Sweden and Team Europe fans enjoyed the festivities inside, as well as, of course, Team Canada fans. There were lots of fans seen at the bubble hockey game as well as testing out their skills at the skills competition. There's also a setup for the Stanley Cup.
There were also a couple of celebrity sightings. Braydon Holmyard, one of Team Canada's goalies, was seen at some of the events with his family. There was also a great one sighting as Wayne Gretzky himself made it to the event.
It was definitely a great day for all. For Centennial TV, I'm Lauren Cascagnette.
And I'm Andrew Bottomley.
Well, actually not back to me. We have to take another break. When we come back, Malvern's soccer program comes back from the dead. And our very own Wendy Ann-Clarke reports from the Ontario Track and Field Banquet.
Kind of hungry. Yeah, no, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry.
Don't be hangry. Go to Brothers Pizza.
That's a good idea.
After not having a team last year, the Malvern High School soccer squad is looking to develop the program once again, after having to essentially start from scratch. Our very own Jamie Johnstone was at the game and talked with the coach and some players about the return of the program.
So the game just finished here at Mark Garneau Field, and we watched something pretty inspirational happen. Although Malvern ended up losing by a score of 3-1, the boys really put in a good performance, and it was their first game together in over 2 years. Some of the guys had never even kicked a ball together. They played against Mark Garneau, who are one of the best teams in the city, and they ended up losing, but it definitely will give the boys faith moving forward into playoff action. I got a chance to catch up with some of the players after the game, and everyone seemed pretty happy about the first game, even though they lost. So what do you think of, how do you think the first game went over?
Disappointing result. Yeah. Mark Garneau knew their pitch and they were able to play it over our back line a couple of times. But at the end we were controlling the play and we got a good goal, and so it's something to look up for.
For sure. And do you think getting the first game under your belt against a good, strong side is going to help boys moving forward?
Fantastically. We're going to be moving forward a lot stronger now. We have some momentum, obviously scored the last goal, and I think we can probably get a much better result out of our next game.
And I know you didn't have a team last year, so
No.
how was that?
Well, I'm kind of excited to play this year because last year really bummed me out. Didn't do much during fall season.
And how's training with the boys? Everyone got smiles on their faces playing again?
Yeah, it's good to have everybody back together playing again. It's a fun time.
And what are your expectations for the season? How do you think the boys are going to do?
Well, last season we did too good. We did all right. This season I feel like we got a lot more other players and we could do good. We could go far.
And so I know the team didn't quite get around to making it for last year. What happened with that result without the team last year?
Well, basically we couldn't get a teacher. There was no teacher who would step forward, and we have to have a member of the staff at every game. And we had 2 teams and we couldn't get any teachers. So this year Steve Milo is, I think it's the monitor, hall monitor. So he sort of spoke to all the staff and actually got people to step forward. So this year we do have staff, and so we got the teams again, you know.
Beer and running. One of these things I love, the other I do not. I'll let you figure out which one is which, but on Sunday, some crazy Torontonians attempted to do both at the same time in the 3rd annual Toronto Beer Run. The 11.3 journey takes 500 beer lovers to 6 of the best craft breweries Toronto has to offer. The run began with a pre-party at the beer market and ended down on the waterfront at the Amsterdam Brewhouse. However, it's not all about the cold ones, it's more about having a good time while supporting a great cause, as proceeds go to a charity called Plan International, which supports social justice for millions of children worldwide living in developing countries. Look at that guy with a whip, Wade.
Looking like Silas from the Da Vinci Code.
One too many gold ones for that guy, I would say.
Yeah. On the sober end of the running spectrum, coming off of one of our best Olympic showings in Canadian history, some of Ontario's finest in track and field were honored this weekend at the sport's annual provincial banquet.
On Saturday evening, Athletics Ontario held its annual awards banquet and Hall of Fame induction ceremony at the Sheraton Hotel in Richmond Hill. AO Technical Director Randolph Fajardo.
It's really just to highlight the athletes. We go through all the athletes. I mean, I've been an athlete myself, and going through an entire year of training for both indoor and outdoor, and just breaking yourself down and being able to achieve great things and being able to come together at this one moment and really highlight those achievements. It's basically what this banquet's for, just to have that moment together and celebrate successes.
Among those inducted into this year's Hall of Fame were track and field legends Rapid Ray Lewis and Tom Longboat, and Olympic hurdlers Perdita Felician and Priscilla Lopes-Schleep. Coming off of her first Olympic Games, where she finished 9th overall in the shot put, Senior Women's Thrower of the Year, Brittany Crew.
I've been nominated for this award a few times and I haven't won yet, so for me to win this award here today, it means a lot. For my coach Richard to be here as well and to give me the award really means the world to me. So I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really excited for the year to start again.
24-year-old two-time Olympian and member of the bronze medal-winning 4x100 meter relay team, Aaron Brown, delivered an inspiring keynote address.
When people look more young and youthful, they tend to listen more. So I realized I'm in a position where people listen to me, and I can use my voice and my platform to inspire, the next generation. I feel like it's my duty to do that.
50-year-old Chris Warburton had to balance his job as an air pilot and still managed to finish the season as one of the most decorated Masters athletes in the province, winning Men's Masters Sprinter of the Year.
It's kind of a love-hate relationship. You love it, but you want to hate it, but then you can't because you love it so much, right? So that's exactly pretty much what it is, yeah.
Wendy Ann-Clarke reporting.
Thank you for that, Wendy. Great stuff, as always. Wade, have you happened to notice that the leaves are changing colors outside?
Yeah, and I've noticed it's getting a little windy, too. What does that mean?
Well, let me tell you, Wade.
Okay, please do.
It means that we can finally welcome back some Centennial sports! I'm talking Centennial soccer, I'm talking Centennial basketball, I'm talking Centennial badminton.
If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will.
Well, I'm sorry we got y'all fired up, folks, but that'll do it for us here at Centennial Sports TV. I'm Curt McGillivary.
I'm Wade Stevenson.
Tune in next week for some more fascinating sports coverage. We gone.